Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here in my race shop right now in Southern Oregon, just enjoying the off season. I got a bunch of beautiful race car equipment ahead of me. I got some sprint cars sitting here. I got my outlaw cart that I like to mess with in the winter. I got some other side projects and stuff that the family's been working on and trying to get things pieced together, organized, and cleaned up. The busyness sometimes of the actual season means that the shop gets neglected, so this is kind of our time to catch up and, get up to speed. And now we're all looking ahead and working towards 2024, and that's what this video is going to be about. I really wanted to sit here and just kind of be transparent about what the past couple of weeks have looked like since the World of Outlaw season has ended, and then touch on what the next 365 days could look like for myself and my racing career. So to begin, I think it's fair to say, all of us together, but even, if I'm just talking just on my behalf, when 2023 started, I would have never had anywhere written down, if you asked me, all the possibilities for what, could happen with my racing. With my own car, potentially end up in someone else's car. I would never have written down driving for Shark Racing and Bobby Allen and, being in the 1A, which then became the 1T. That is just crazy to say. It still feels nuts coming out of my mouth right now that happened and then, became like a normal thing. And, getting to run those 25 races with a different team and go to Eldora and go to Port Royal and go to Williams Grove and many other tracks across the country and, literally being an outlaw for those races. And this is where I want to take a second and thank everyone at Shark Racing, starting with Bobby Allen, the leader. Bobby is just such a good dude. He's got a good heart, and he really is just a nice person. From the moment I've met him to the months I spent with him, whether we were at the track or we were at the shop or we were just cruising down the road, whatever it looked like, I have, now my own Bobby Allen stories to add to all the ones I heard. He really is a true outlaw, and I'm going to be forever grateful for what he did for myself, did for my family, and gave me a chance to get on the national 410 sprint car scene, but also, the little things he taught me about his race team, how he ran it, his never give up attitude. I really admire that because that's kind of the same thing I have with my parents. They're never give up, keep pushing forward, and that's exactly who Bobby is and how he's built Shark Racing to where it is today. So I could probably go on and on for an hour telling all my Bobby Allen stories I now have, but just so forever thankful and will be for the rest of my life of what he did for me. Now I also want to give a shout out to Logan Schuhart and Jacob Allen. Those guys, along with all the Allens and all the Schuharts and the crew guys, Tyler, Blake, Lonnie, Brendan, and Bill, all of them treated me like family, treated my family like family. They were so good to us. And the whole thing was kind of a crazy blur roller coaster happening really fast, and I was doing all I could to bring you guys along with me for the journey, and I feel like you saw all the nights from the good to the bad, but through all that, each and every one of them on the team, like I said, treated us the absolute best they could, and they really, really made the experience not only great for myself, but great for everyone that was there at the races to support me, be on the car, some of my partners that also wanted to be a little bit involved. Like I said, hands down, just a great experience, and everyone at Shark Racing, they're just really good people. They're a family-oriented team, just like what I came from, and I feel like that's why we really meshed well together in all the races we got to run. So with all that being said, you might kind of see where this is heading. But unfortunately, we got to spend that time together. We completed, our mission of finishing the season, filling the seat for Jake, and now moving into 2024, I will not be returning to their team. To kind of give the backstory, there was actually potential that they were trying to put together a third car for me to run full time, and maybe send one car one way, two cars to another national tour, or run all three on one. Just like right now, as everyone is seeing, what all the series have to offer, that definitely was a strong possibility, and it was probably from actually an early stage once we started running well and built some speed. But of course, if you guys are involved in this business, it's so tough, and it's not just easy to snap your fingers and have a whole third operation sitting there. I mean, you gotta have truck and trailer, you gotta have the engines to do it right, you gotta have the cars and equipment, all the spares, and then now what's even tougher is finding more crew guys with CDLs, people that you can trust and send your equipment with, and then of course also, at the end of the day, it comes down to funding too, and making sure that they can do it right. Shark Racing is just like any other team. They want to be able to do it, and so at the end of the day, it just didn't end up working to have that third car and have me run the 1T. And you know what? That's totally okay. I respect their decision. I totally get every side of it. I've ran 2 cars with Carly and I know what it would be like if there was a third one in there. And especially at the national level, like I said, there's just so many variables and factors. And also, of course, that was not a part of the original plan. That would have been an extra, that would have been a bonus. And at the end of the day, it didn't work out for us to continue together. So like I said, I will not be with Shark Racing in 2024. So now the big question, what is next for you? And I wish I could tell you, I do not have any, it wasn't like I fell out of the seat of that car and I'm falling into the seat of another one. There's just all these people waiting out the door. Unfortunately, in sprint car racing, there's not a lot of rides out there, and where there is, it's very competitive. Of course, everybody's trying to get in the seat. So right now, like if you were in sports, you would consider me a free agent. I'm definitely willing and open to opportunities to drive other people's car, just like I got the chance to drive for Shark Racing. I definitely want to be on the national level, whether that's the World of Outlaws or with High Limit. Of course, that's at the tippy top, and that's where everyone wants to be, but I just figured that's worth saying. So right now I am a free agent, and I am seeking potential opportunity if I can find one, to be out there on a tour and racing as much as I can throughout the season. This part though, we can kind of zoom in for. It's worth saying though too, until or if something like that were to pop up, you jump on it. But right now, I'm planning on building my family car up and kind of going back to what I was doing before. That's obviously I have all that equipment sitting here in the garage. I feel like it's a really exciting time in sprint car racing, and so I want to take advantage of that. And so in being transparent, like we are not against running a very, very large schedule with our own car. Now it's gonna be, I said when I joined Shark Racing that what I did with them was the hardest thing I ever had to do. And that was because I was going up and racing against the World of Outlaws. I was joining a new team. But what we're probably gonna try and do in 2024 is going to be 10 times harder. And I'm up for that challenge. So what I'm getting ready to say is, we have talked about running our family car. We mentioned running the World of Outlaws. We've mentioned running the High Limit Sprint Car Series, and we are not against that. I feel like my family is the type, like we're go-getters. Kind of like I said, same mentality as Shark Racing. Like you can't tell us no. We're in for the long term. If we got to build up our program and try to get where we want to get it one day, we look years ahead down the road. So right now, we're talking and trying to figure out our plan, but we want to run a huge schedule in 2024 and really kind of take a leap from where we were before. I just feel like with where I'm at, that's what I need to be doing. So if that's in my own equipment, that's okay. It's just, more about putting all the pieces of the puzzle together. And that's kind of why I'm saying all this. So in this situation we're in right now, like we're looking for a head crew chief, and we're looking for crew guys to help, run and lead the team. And then I've started by doing my part, out searching for sponsorship and trying to fill up my race car. I need funding to help make this happen. It's not just my mom and dad and me or whatever. Like we have great partners that already make our operation what it is, and we're looking to also add to that so we can get to that top level. And it might not end up being a full tour, but we did mention those because for a team like us, it's very beneficial to have what Outlaws or what High Limit would offer with the tow money, the end of the year point fund, putting that extra money back into our pockets. So we're hopefully less in the red than you would be, kind of help keep making the operation go around. Like you need those extra benefits. That's where pick and choose schedule, you're definitely relying more on winning and hopefully getting through some of those big events to make a little bit extra money in those areas where if you're at least on a tour, you're guaranteed a little bit more, like I said, to help your program go in a circle. So that may feel like a lot and feel overwhelming, and saying it all, it does, especially like I said, a family operation, you're on all sides of it. You don't just show up and drive, or you don't just do what you want. Right now we're working on all areas, getting cars built, sponsorship stuff, finding the right people to hopefully add to our team to run a big schedule with us, and then getting stuff ordered, and then, even starting to pencil out a potential travel plan. So the next 60 to 90 days here in Southern Oregon for us are going to be extremely busy, and I'm okay with that. I feel like, this is the life I want to live. I want to do it. Well, I don't really necessarily care what way I want to do it. I know this is going to be the hard way, but, especially, owning our own equipment, I think it's a great route for us to keep building up our family team and keep bringing you guys along with us for the journey. I mean, we're already so far in how far we've come from racing outlaw karts to getting in my first sprint car to now we're talking about trying to run on a national stage. So there's definitely no point in turning back now, but I'm definitely excited for what's ahead, and that's kind of just a quick summary on all the discussions we've had here at our house as we're trying to figure out how to make it all happen. And speaking of making it all happen, if anything I said in this video, you guys think you could help in that area, whether, potentially you'd want to be a crew guy, or maybe you're a crew chief, in the sprint car world and you're looking to join a team, or you're a potential sponsor and you would love to be on our race car, or you'd love to help in a certain area, I'm gonna leave my email down in the description. Definitely please reach out. Like I said, we've been working hard, as many hours as we possibly can. We know how fast the beginning of the year is gonna come, so there's absolutely no time to waste. I don't care that it's December 1st, like we gotta be in high gear now, so that's what we're doing. But thanks for watching. That's kind of the update. 2023 was awesome. I really think we have potential to make 2024 even better, and I just, I'm pumped for the journey. As much as I get frustrated and, there's so many highs and lows in the sport, I feel like I do look forward to both, and I'm just excited that I still, have an opportunity to race, and even if that's in my own equipment, like I think it's gonna be great to have the 18T back on track, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are gonna be excited too. But with that, there's still a lot of time. We don't really know what's gonna happen. I'm going to PRI next week, so hopefully I'll get a chance to make some connections and meet people there, and you never know, like I said, how you can keep kind of putting the pieces of the puzzle together. So one last time, big thank you to Bobby Allen and Shark Racing. Without them, I wouldn't have had the experiences I had the past couple of months and got to bring you guys along with us for the journey. All right, 2024 is gonna be great. As of right now, the 18T is back on track, and it's gonna be an awesome time. Deuces.